Hello there everyone and welcome back. What a rough end to that last mission there, because for some reason at least two of my cruisers decide to not fire for me there and kind of denied me the one potentially easy kill I was about to get against, was it Solaire's macro cannon fleet, or was it macro battery fleet? So this took an interesting turn for me. Although, to be perfectly honest still, there was probably a realistic chance I would still lose that match, mainly because of the lack of armor-piercing rounds I had available. Considering all the Nurgle and how close-range centric he was going to be, I may have been a little bit of an underdog there just in the sheer power potential. I still have my prow, and with good use of torpedoes I could have came out on top, especially when you consider I only need to destroy 3 of his ships for a breakthrough mission, so if that was a cruiser clash or something, I probably would have straight up lost because of the constant Nurgle effect that'd be going on. But if with good play, that could have still been good. It definitely was realistically possible for a breakthrough mission, since I only had to destroy 3 ships, one of which was immediately about to die by the time it even got in range to use its Nurgle. So it's a little bit unfortunate that happened there, but it does set me back some, just a little bit, because I would have loved to get this level 4 in. My Overlord, if it managed to escape, would have got its level 3 in on that case, but as it stands now, we're going to have to try and get a little bit creative. We only got 3 Dauntlesses available to us. They all have extended range, so it's not too crazy to try and go with a hit and run type of harassment tactic with this fleet. It is possible, it's just how effective are my frigates going to be if I'm going to be doing another, 500, 600 point battle? Then it's going to get a little bit weird, because I don't think Cobras with slow torpedoes is going to be too terribly helpful. But we'll see what we can do. It's only 2 matches, I just got to try and prevent these Dauntlesses from getting destroyed now. That's the only caveat. Alright, we're going to be facing off against Darth Graf again, but he's going to be doing Space Marines this time, so this is going to be interesting. I have the mobility that his ships have. I just don't have any kind of real firepower, although with the Firestorms I can whittle them down really well. This is a bad type of composition though for like a convoy. So this is going to be interesting because I'm going to have to get aggressive, get in his face, and try and force him to engage me here. I am going to spread out my convoy quite a bit, so if he's going super heavy on the battle barges, which, well, 600 points he's not actually able to get, 2 battle barges here, which would be interesting. My fleet composition is not all that great, mind you. I would love some armor-piercing rounds, and with my ship so close to level 4, at least my 2 Tyrants, that would have helped a ton. But I still have torpedoes, I have long-range fire. These macro batteries are not going to do a lot for me. I gotta try and use my Dauntlesses more as bait and slow damage on, yeah, the only real source of damage these Dauntlesses are going to do against Space Marines are the torpedoes probably, so I'm going to be relying a lot on my Firestorms, but sadly, they don't have extended range either, so they're fairly easily going to get shot at, so, but, well, with Brace for Impact, they are relatively resilient at dodging at least the bombardment cannons and macro batteries. Thunderhawks could be a little bit problematic, but since I have so many of them, and if I clump them up well enough, they could actually cover for each turn. Ooh, this opens up possibilities for them to kind of fake them out some with these conveyors. It's going to be interesting, but I do have 2 asteroid belts to hide my conveyors really well, so that's probably what I'm going to do. Problem is I have to kind of commit all these conveyors here for this ruse to work. Because I conveniently got enough ships. I conveniently have just enough ships. I don't know if I like this setup though. I really am not liking it. But this could work. At least for a ruse anyway. I don't have the firepower to really punish him though. It's a bit of a problem. Especially when I start firing my torpedoes. So if I can engage him and make him think this is a conveyor, that does buy me a little bit of time, if nothing else. Just gonna have to think on actually winning this fight, because these conveyors are still probably gonna need to move some. I think that much is a given, because again, I don't have the firepower, my ships are gonna die relatively quickly, so this is gonna be fun though. I like the premise, it's just a matter of Actually, the fight itself, I think I'm pretty screwed. I don't think there's much I can do about that. But let's see. This looks pretty straightforward. So, let's try and hit these ships some, shall we? Although, these torpedoes are going to be weird. I don't have to move. Let's see. Yeah, let's just hit him. If he's not going to come to me, then I'm going to just force him to take these torpedo hits. And if I can get away with these reloads, that'd be pretty good too. Because for some reason, decide to solid run. That's fine by me. And I gotta make sure their prow is all set up. Yep, there says they should. Do I get any hits? No, he just turned it right, which is fine by me. Let's keep him turning left then. I'm perfectly fine with him going that way. Because again, he probably thinks this is the convoy, so... Well, at least part of it is the convoy. We'll see if it continues on or not, but... Sadly, without a Widowmaker, without extended sensors there, I'm going to have a difficult time hitting him at range. But the Dauntlesses, again, are kind of like the bait. I want them to take all the fire they can. I just got to look for an opportunity to kind of move my conveyors forward. Now, when do I do that, though? Well, I could start moving them now. At least one from each. I think I can get away with that. We'll do that, and it'll help minimize, and maybe he'll overreact. That's the hope, anyway. Again, I don't have the extended sensors. He is higher level, so he possibly is... Well, he hasn't revealed me yet, so... Oh, 3 strike cruisers. This is interesting. So let's just focus this thing down, shall we? And I'm not seeing a chapter master of any kind. So he did brace for impact and all that, but I can still do damage. I need... This latency is awful, though. So let's keep this going. Hopefully we do damage, and also I have shield transfers. So, he wants to ram me, let him ram. This latency is weird. This latency is awful, though. I don't know what to do about this latency. It's ruining my control quite a bit. And it's going to make it really hard to hit with torpedoes, too, because look at that angle, for crying out loud. Well, let me get this repaired. Let's brace for impact, and let's punish him, because apparently... He's only got 3 strike cruisers, so this is fine for me. Not gonna go well, especially with this latency, though. This latency alone is gonna screw with me, considering the amount of micromanagement I need to do. So, let's brace for impact. Let's mitigate a lot of this damage, and also, well, let's try boarding. And with his brace for impact gone, I should be able to do something. Let's get these moving forward again. And not much else to say. Not much else to say. I'm trying to figure out how I can manage this situation to my advantage. I don't think there's much with this latency, though. Holy crap. But keep hitting them, keep firing, and start whittling down these strike cruisers. Because now these conveyors can get moving. It's badly controlled, I'm not gonna lie. But his deck's gone. This thing is vulnerable for a torpedo. Is there any way I can actually hit it? Okay, I hit it. I got some torpedo hits, but that's not much else. Ooh. I'm still surviving, though. Now, let's get the brace for impact going. All my firestorms are still alive, though. If only slightly. And his strike cruiser is about to go down in a moment, too, but holy crap. I apologize now for this mess. I don't know what to make of this. It's possible I could still win, though, especially with those torpedo hits. Now, let's get this moving. Yeah, this latency is bad. Even my conveyors are rebelling horribly. Now, It's not over yet. It may seem like it, though. It feels like it could be. But, let's see. That was a brace for impact, right? Nope. It was supposed to be, but it didn't. But, his second strike cruiser is about to die. I'm hoping. Ram the stamp thing, please. There. Alright, so I think we're in good shape. I am going to lose my 2 Dauntlesses, I think. Or I'm going to lose this one without a doubt. Because apparently he's still taking damage even with his shields up. But let's put... Ooh, those torpedoes were still bad shot, though. But I could still ram them. I can still ram them. I can still win this. And I could transfer shields to keep this thing a little bit alive a little bit longer. Especially with my 95 armor versus, well... It was going to say his 75, but I don't have that convenience anymore. Now, let's finish them off. This has been a horrible match for the purposes of recording, I'm not going to lie, but still.
Yes, Admiral.
I think we're in good shape here, because he is focusing on these ships, and I do have repairs now. Let's finish this off. Let's use my prow, hopefully get a nice torpedo hit in. Because, yeah, he's going to hit himself as hard as he's going to hit me because of this prow. So thank you for that. I'm, again, probably going to lose another Dauntless, though. I hope I managed to get the warp out. Well, I don't mean to rub it in if that was like a dickish move, but he was wondering about that. Yeah, that probably was dickish trying to rub it in, so I apologize if it went out that way, but damn, with the comments and like Dark Raft talking about Convoy being... I don't know what his exact comment was, but he seemed frustrated with Convoy is all I know. Mind you, it was Eldar, but hell. That was pretty simple as far as that, and honestly, if I had micromanagement control, that would have gone better for me. I will say that right now, because I need that micromanagement. And not having it due to the latency meant I had to fight brute force, and I still won that, but he was Lance variant, so what the hell was the rest of his points in? What the hell was the rest of his points in? That's like, what is it, 450-ish? And I know for a fact I could field 4 strike cruisers, so what the hell is his excuse? I won because he fielded 2 little ships. I feel even more offended by his comments in that last episode now. Because was he even trying? I'm not sure anymore. If he's too intimidated by the frigates, well, I can't help you there. I just tried to manage 8 of them with this latency, for crying out loud. Oh well. I did kit 2 ships out though. I can repair, and I actually, wow, where the hell did I get all this renown? Where the hell did I get all this renown? It's just asking me to repair everything, isn't it? So yeah, maybe rubbing it in was kind of a bad move. I apologize if it was taken the wrong way. But it wasn't just him. There was comments there about, was it, Convoy feeling rigged? Hell, spraying him out is key, but of course I can't really emphasize that very well when he's not even prioritizing the Convoy, quite frankly, so... It isn't the perfect example, I won't lie. And do I repair this Overlord? Since I kind of already committed to it, I might as well. I just know I'm getting close to my... Well, it's going to be another cruiser, so it's a little bit cheaper, mind you. Oh well. Now I just feel like a jerk. That wasn't my intention, but it probably came off that way still. Alright, so we're going to get ourselves a rematch, and there's a really good chance this could be another lag fest, so this is going to suck. This is going to suck there, as far as just the YouTube video and recording. At least now I have a bit of an understanding what he was going through. Because if you're trying to defend Convoy with that latency, I'm assuming if I'm the host, he's going to have the same experience I had. Then I have a little more sympathy for him there. Then I can't fault them so much for a Convoy being difficult, but that latency, damn. It doesn't help my efforts very much, but we got our cruisers back. It's a little bit short-lived, but I don't know how the hell did I get so many renown out of that. That I could not know. Either way, I did spend 200 of my renown actually in this Widowmaker as well, so that's why it suddenly has the extended sensor upgrade, which is going to be useful here. I would like to just commit to a single Widowmaker and maybe, yeah, just get a Firestorm. I'm confident this Widowmaker can survive, at least for the most important part there. Let's try and play a serious game now. I still feel like a jerk. I was hoping, well, I am the server now, so latency is not going to be a problem, but now I'm going to go into this match feeling like I don't really deserve this win if I do defeat him. It's going to be weird. Alright, so I was just typing in there talking about the strengths of the Imperial Navy there, and aside for the critical hits, especially if he's feeling like a battle barge, is going to be a pain in the ass. He can ruin my day with some lucky hits. Either way, let's get this going. Let's get this going, because...
Your orders?
Well, I've been typing long enough there, but it's probably going to be one of those matches. It can be a cheese, or was it? He was talking about like boring torpedoes being cheese. It's not technically cheese, it's just a different way to fight.
Ship ready.
Well, that's part of your problem, quite frankly. Your
orders? Changing course.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of the cheese there, because again, it's like I just typed out. Although this could be part of his strategy for all I know. He could be distracting me, because I have not fired a single torpedo, but it is like I said before, if I were to win this, I'm going to feel bad regardless, so... There is still that, and my Widowmaker's in a bad spot too. I'll have to explain more what I'm talking about there after this match. Because he has the amazing critical hit potential, and if he can start crippling my weapons and use proper hit and run tactics, he can do well. He can do very well weakening me. It's not an easy matchup, mind you. Because again, as I typed in one of the matchups, I can just straight up... Let's see. Okay, so there's the cheese. Let's see what happens then. Let's see. Was this the one spot? Okay, I'm just trying to figure out what the boring torpedoes were going after. So, dodge these. So yeah, they were going after the Dauntless. So yeah, that's kind of predictable with the autocast. It always goes after whatever you see first.
Yes, Admiral.
And like I said, like I was explaining before, he gives me an eternity to dodge those. So here, if he's going to have a hard time hitting with the boring torpedoes, then let me just show him how to dumbfire then. Because you think this would be hard to hit with. You would think, but it's doing more damage than his dang boring torpedoes. Okay, now I'm going to have to brace for impact here. I did absorb a lot of damage, so was that actually on the prow? I'm not sure. I'm a little bit confused. I feel like that should have been on the side. Oh well. There goes the generator there. I don't want to ruin his day. I will let him try and preserve his ships, because now the belt armor's gone. Wow. Did I destroy his belt armor with those boards as well as his generator deck? I'm not going to lie, I got lucky there. But if he's going to use a cheese strategy, that's kind of part of his problem. I'm not going to lie. There is a fault to the cheese. So, let's just dodge these things then. He's making it easy for me. The best use of these boring torpedoes is kind of how I've been doing with my ships. If you pay close attention to how I use my boring torpedoes, I use them when I'm facing the prow, and then dumbfire torpedo when I'm facing the side. Well, if he's not gonna let me keep this thing alive, then fine. Well, he doesn't want to take the hint, I guess, so, oh well. I'll have to let him die then, I guess. Not much else I can do. Hell, this doesn't even look like my style of using my vanguards, quite frankly. Although, sadly, the silent run there was kind of pointless. That was kind of silly. Because look how easy this is to dodge. I'm using probably at least on average, the slowest type of fleet in the game. And I don't even have fighters. Imagine if I had my dictator here, because without a doubt I would have one, just because of the risk of Thunderhawks and all that. Never mind that boring torpedoes are kind of prevalent. A dictator would make my life so much easier. It's not even funny. They are definitely one of the more difficult factions, I'm not gonna lie, because they don't rely on damage so much. Which is the main thing I need to emphasize. This isn't so much of an interesting match, mind you, especially with all the typing, so I apologize for that, but that is not what the boring torpedoes were meant for. You're giving me time to adapt, you're giving me time to prepare, and I need to emphasize, again, how I've been using my boring torpedoes, or at least attempting to, quite frankly. Especially with the Vanguards, which is what he's using right now. And now he's going to do this game. Oh well. Not much I could do there. I can reveal him real quickly. I do have my Widowmaker still. I've kind of been neglecting it. And hell. Alright, and there's another part of this problem. Autocast on everything makes that so predictable. And I did get lucky there with that board, mind you, but still. This is getting irritating. Oh well. Not much I could do about it. Let's just end this. I apologize, folks, and I apologize to Dark Wrath for this, but this is getting irritating because it feels like this is nothing like how I've been playing my Space Marines, I would argue. Although, I guess he doesn't care about keeping the ships alive, considering they're so high level too, so that might be part of the reason. So, let's keep them going. They don't have much damage up close, which again is another, at least with the torpedo variant, is another downside of these Vanguards. So let's keep these borings going. I gotta be careful not to damage myself. And my generator's down, so keep that in mind. I shouldn't even be using Brace for Impact. I should have just Auger Disruptored and then just Silent Run. That would have been more practical. Much more practical. Ooh, you got a lucky hit there, or you denied a lot of damage there. You're lucky. And again, lack of armor-piercing rounds is notable here. It's definitely noticeable. But I should be taking advantage of the one that does have the armor-piercing rounds, quite frankly. Which, it is getting good value there. There goes like almost 100 health right away. Now, fire torpedoes. Finish this off. And we'll stop fooling around, I guess. There. This looks a little more promising. A little bit, but now I gotta get my priorities straight. Because if I made better use of the Auger Disruptor, that'd be fine. Now, fire torpedoes, those were blind, so I don't think they're gonna hit very well. So he is ramming, it is a bit weird, but if he's hitting the prow, again, he's doing more damage to himself than he is to me. So let's finish this off. Armor-piercing rounds, this would be over already, arguably. Because of all the damage potential I could do. Alright, so let's finish off the second Vanguard, shall we? That's bad shot, isn't it? That was a bad shot.
Orders received.
I got... Oh, let's see. I could still hit the other one. I could hit myself, come to think of it.
Changing course.
So yeah, it's not my proudest moment. I'm a little bit irritated,
Yes.
if I were to be honest. Especially now that I have to warp this thing out. It has no generator, so...
Energy turn. Burn rate
No, just kill this thing already. Just kill this thing. Although I need more armor-piercing rounds, and I'm not getting very well.
Imperial ship destroyed.
So now, fly into my torpedoes, please. Ah, dang it. Oh well. That sucks. Not my proudest moment indeed. What can I say? I'm a little bit disappointed still. But it's definitely an improvement, I guess. I just don't know if I was given my A game for him to really be excited about that. And of course, of all the ships that survived, it was the one that I didn't need the experience. Ah, well. I do apologize to him if he was suffering from heavy latency there, kind of like how I did last was it the last match, but oh well. We got one of the bad matches out of the way, so it's only uphill from here, right? So it seems a little bit better, I guess. Well, the damage potential was better anyway. I could have been more thorough about keeping my prow facing him there, especially if he was going to go kamikaze ram, which still is really questionable with his ramming attempts, because if I can successfully get my broadside, or my prow rather, get my prow to face him when he does that ram, that's my 600 health versus his 400, so it then comes down to either brace for impact and what I'm already weakened at that point, which doesn't bode well for him. Needless to say, well. We're back to square one, which I guess I'm kind of okay with. I want to play around with the Dauntlesses more, and I don't want to burn any more of my renown for these cruisers, so let's get back to fooling around with the Dauntlesses, I guess. Well, this is going to be an interesting predicament, because this is a brand new day for me as opposed to the last two recordings, and we're going to have another rematch with Dark Wraith again, so I don't know what to make of this. It's a cruiser clash though, so no excuses, although unfortunately I am a little bit of an underdog because of my lack of long range. I do have 9,000 units on my macro batteries, but is that going to carry me through? Probably not. Hard to say. I really would like to have this turret in, I'm not going to lie, although it's not very much in terms of long-range firepower on its own, especially when we're considering, well, that we're going to be fighting a dang, what is it, like fully leveled out Chaos Fleet. It is 600 points, mind you, and I actually have the points to justify a tyrant. This is not bode well for me for this actual engagement, though. So, what is my strategy? What is my strategy here? I'm not sure. At least I got it out of my system, so I'm willing to put my best effort in this time. And put the past behind me, despite as disheartening as it may have felt for me. I just wish I could have something else besides a second Widowmaker. Because these things are really good to hide behind my fleet anyway, there's very little risk of them actually dying. We'll see what happens, though, with that all said. Because I still have my torpedoes, they can still do a ridiculous amount of damage, but if he's good about using his boosters, if he has emission dissipators, I'm probably not going to hit him, let alone do enough damage to kind of, like, put me in an advantageous position, at least, so. And he does have gas clouds, so that's a predictable starting spot, and I kind of want to deploy over on the left here and take advantage of that. It's going to be, yeah, this composition is going to be a little bit different because I have two Widowmakers that go different speed to my cruisers. I have Dauntlesses that are faster than my Tyrant, and of course I have the Tyrant, which I'm expecting to somehow carry this fleet to victory because it is my mainstay here. My spearhead, as it were, for the actual engagement, but I don't think it's going to work that way. Not very well, at least, so this is definitely going to be a different composition. I don't have the raw firepower. I do have Cobras, though. Oh, 3 ships, so I don't need to tell you what this comp is.
At your command.
I don't need to tell you in the slate what this is. But if I could do damage, that's good. In fact, I almost don't want to move at all, quite frankly. Just let them come to me, because torpedoes are really the only thing I got going for me in this matchup, and I should get the most out of them. And I want to start turning a little bit to the left, or at least be ready to move there. In fact, I may have to turn to the right. Anyway, let me get ready with my torpedoes first. It doesn't hurt to do that, and that looks like a despoiler up there. I'm not gonna lie, that looks like a despoiler, so yeah, with his speed difference, it's kind of easy to tell. Now, we just got to, well, the Tyrant's without a doubt not gonna dodge, which is kind of okay, honestly. It gets the focus of its weaponry of those Acrons, which I'm pretty certain are Acrons, but that's kind of what I want. With shield transfers and easy access to a gas cloud, I'm kind of okay with that. I just didn't get a chance to fire his torpedoes because I kind of forgot about the reload, I'm not gonna lie. But, let's continue trying to hit him, shall we? Try to do damage here. This doesn't look like it's gonna hit already, though, because of his arcs. Well, I hope I wasn't accidentally firing meltas on him, so maybe I got some lucky critical hits. I'm left completely oblivious. So, we only get one torpedo hit in. Not too exciting there, but Dauntlesses get moving. Widowmaker's going to continue spying. This is really all I have going for me. But I do know kind of where his positioning is, slightly, vaguely. And if he has, like, what is it, the extra, what is it, duration on his solid run, I'm going to have no way hitting him with this. All I can really hope for is get a bearing of his position as I move forward. Because I think that's what's going on. Okay, so he is firing another beacon, that's fine. Widowmaker, you get moving. Dauntlesses, you get moving. They are going to get spotted without a doubt, at least one or two of them, but again, I have this gas cloud, so I'm okay on that front. I just want to make sure I'm in a position. Oh, so he doesn't have emission dissipators. And let's see, he has a level 7. Unfortunately, he's missing on an upgrade, so I feel bad for the limited amount of renown he has access to. And he is about to fire lances at me, so let's try and punish him. Actually, I have a better idea. Well, I was going to say I had a better idea, but I don't know if it's as effective as I'm hoping. But either way, let's just keep on going. He wastes his micro warp jump, which is kind of fine by me. I do need to try to do damage to this thing. Now, I want to get these shields back up so he can't just immediately, what is it, put a beacon on these things. Because I do have Silent running. I'm about to hide myself. There. That mitigates a lot of that damage, and he micro warp jumps again. So is he coming aggressively? I hope so, but now I have to do something about these fighters for this to work out for me. Because again, I'm not exactly in very good position, and actually, my Cobra can help shoot these down some. Although this bad position here, can I shield transfer? Yeah, now latency is striking again, this is bad. Could be a PC thing, for all I know. It might be PC related. Because the latency wasn't actually hitting me until just now. Because I'm just now realizing that I'm not the host. But, we got a ship to kill. Its engines seem kind of pointless, quite frankly, since it's already in firing range. I just gotta somehow soak up the damage best I can. Actually, I should destroy its deck. That will hurt its sensors, so it'll make it easy for me to hide this ship. Because as it stands now, I need torpedoes. He is launching more bombers, though. And I don't think this is going to work well for me. Because he did just launch his fighters. So my torpedoes are heavily going to be negated. Not to mention my torpedoes are shooting a really bad angle now. I apologize for this latency mix-up. But I did deny the bombers relatively well. I still need to focus this thing down. I just don't want to get too terribly close. Let's see, I got shield transfer still, so mitigating this damage is still pretty good. I just don't know the best way to do damage here, because I'm... Well, he doesn't have fighters, so I'm kind of okay with that. I just gotta use my 75 prow to my advantage. And generators are all gone. I bored them in hell, so... That's all good. I did lose a prow, though. So let's kill this thing, and hopefully I'll be in good shape for the rest of this matchup. Once my ships decide to cooperate, because I don't want to lose anything, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of tired of losing most of my fleet in a single battle. But it's looking promising regardless. I just need to kill this thing quickly. And once it dies, I could just hide in this gas cloud. Again, this micromanagement, or this latency is now getting pretty noticeable. Oh, and he does have a beacon on the cloud, so I didn't pay attention to that, but he is focusing on the tyrant, so I'm perfectly fine with that. He does have lock on. So, I gotta get out of this and mitigate this firepower some. Although, my tyrant's gonna get out, be safe in a moment. It's everything else that might not be, because of the gas cloud. Do I have repairs? No, I don't. It is hitting, though. So I am in good shape to still win this somehow. I just got to, I suppose, once I hide myself, that'll be fine. So let's do that, shall we? Everything else but this one Dauntless is hitting. So let's reposition ourselves, get our cooldowns back up, and hopefully get started again with the torpedo salvo. Although I don't have very many torpedoes around, so it's going to be a bit awkward. But considering he lost a battleship and I actually lost nothing aside for a few torpedoes, I should be in good shape in terms of firepower. I just gotta make sure these torpedoes hit, but again, this latency is actually a bit noticeable. I'm hoping these torpedoes are shooting where I want them to go, which it doesn't look like they are, in all honesty. So let's get these Cobras going. Keep on firing. Yeah, I think engines are the priority here now. And I did use up all of my cogitators, so let's make this count. Oh, and my decks just got temporarily damaged, so I can't get my ores going now like I would like. So we'll get this to ram and then might have it go out. Go out in style and maybe board this thing. If I can board, that'll help a ton. But let's preserve my fleet. Lost in warp effect be damned, I don't care about that. I just want my ships to get their levels in. Especially I have a brace for impact and a repair about to come back up. So let's warp this out. Shields are about to come back up. And just my tyrant's about to die though, so it was going to be a win. Maybe it could have been a win. I don't know why my repairs didn't do anything. And my tyrant just explodes. That is bad. That's sucky. This latency sucks like hell. Who knows how much I lost this game because of that. But I have my prow. It's still a victory. Barely. I apologize, Dark Wraith, but I'm sure you'll understand my sentiment when I say I feel like I was robbed a little bit because of this latency. Since I rely so much on those torpedoes being accurate. The micromanagement being able to control my fleet wasn't so bad though. But let's see, I did lose only 2 ships though. And at the Tyrant, I'm kind of okay with losing the Tyrant. It was already level 4, that's not a big deal, but we got all the other ships with at least some experience to their name. I wasn't expecting to fight Dark Wraith again, because again, as I said before, this is kind of the day after. This is the day of the actual video being put up on YouTube, and what a way to commemorate this occasion. I am now Admiral level 6, and I have myself my Dictator finally, after I was starting to feel like I really needed it for some of my missions. Thankfully, it wasn't necessarily true, but there were a few awkward moments I felt like I could have used it. So, thank God for that. It's going to be strictly more of a support ship, mind you, so Auger Disruptor could be questionable, but it does deny like their scanners for like using that gas cloud like it was before in the case of his battleship being so aggressive, and of course it denies micro warp jump if I could somehow get close enough. So there is a lot of promise and potential there. Now the big question, do I burn a lot of renown on repairing these ships? Well, I don't think I'm going to burn my level 4, renown for my level 4 tyrant, but considering everything's heavily damaged, I do need to invest in something, don't I? I think it goes without saying. So we'll stick with that. That hopefully should be enough for a 600 point battle. I'm really hoping. Because I don't want to spend any more when I'm due to throw more favors and upgrades on these ships. Hell, I could afford an extra favor now and easily get enough renown for this dictator for the next battle. Assuming it gets his level 2 in. So let's throw in another Imperial Navy favor. Preferably on one that's actually available to me, I guess.
Imperial Navy.
And
Ready to strike.
I guess it goes without saying now, I should seriously consider upgrading the torpedoes on this Cobra some, so that way I can make using this thing a lot more effective. Because the idea with the first deployment of these Cobras was to have them shoot down the fighters of that despoiler. Because even if they never get a torpedo hit, if they shoot down the bombers or the fighters, then that makes it easier for my cruisers to at least get their torpedo attacks in. So I don't need to tell you how valuable that could be. It wasn't necessary considering how aggressive he was being with the ship, but still, there's a lot of hidden potential with the ability to summon frigates in at will, especially if I can make them actually useful. Like the additional, like shooting down fighters, having the increased speed on torpedoes to make it almost impossible to dodge them. And then they arguably become just as powerful as the experimental railgun. 90 damage that have a possibility of getting a critical hit, assuming the torpedoes reach their target.